Okay, closer. Okay. I have a soft voice, so I've been told I have to put two microphones near my mouth. The big one is for the room. The little one is for the recording that Michael is making in the back. So welcome to the Tucson Paranormal Society. This is our monthly networking meeting. And from 5:30 till about now, this is your chance to network and get to know other people who are interested in paranormal and to get your dinner. Then I'll be making a few announcements, and then we'll have our speaker. First, I would like to check, has everyone checked in with Susie over there? Okay, we'd like to know who's here and so forth. That really helps us to keep track of things. And I would also like to introduce some people. My name is Kata Mapes. I'm one of the leaders here. We have David Swift in the back at the vendor table there. Michael, Jesse, who is our webmaster and all-around tech person. And Karen Model is right there. She is in charge of the book club, and she can make an announcement in a moment. And then we've had several helpers that help us set up the room and set up things. We have Susie Hayes, Gail Brock, and Karen Model. And they also are going to talk with you for just a moment. In the back, we have a couple of vendors that come each month to offer their wares to you. Teresa Sixberry, David Swift back there, and Cynthia. Cynthia is the owner of Mystic Caverns on 22nd Street near Kolb. So she brings her wares here also. But that's an excellent store to go by. And they have events there and so forth, so you can get on her list for those kind of events. And then Erin Riley in the back, she also does things at the Mystic Cavern too. So next, I would like to give Karen Model a chance to talk about the book club. And you're getting one microphone there, but you may need this one too.
If this one doesn't work, I can turn my teacher voice on. Can you hear me now? Thank you. Okay, thanks for being here tonight. I don't know if it's on or not, but I'm going to pretend that it's working. So, who are we? We are people who are curious about paranormal and metaphysical everything. What do? We bring books to Barnes & Noble, and we chat, and we share stories, and we share stories of our personal paranormal experiences in a safe place, and we interrupt each other, and we laugh, and we giggle, and it's a great time. You go home, and you get, what did I do? I forgot this, whatever, but it was great. We don't read the same book. You bring what is of interest to you, so we don't say, go spend $30 on what I want. You do what you want. Let's see, who, what, when. Once a month, the second Tuesday of the month, we meet at the Barnes & Noble on the east side, and from 6 o'clock to 7:30-ish. Who, what, when, where, why? Because we want to learn. We just want to keep learning, okay? If you have questions, please stop by. Thank you.
Thank you, Karen. And now Gail Brock, she is our champion of starseed. So she's going to come up here and talk in this microphone so you all can hear her, and the other one for recording. Oh, you want to put on? Yeah. There we go.
Oh, wow. Hi, everyone. I'm Gail Brock, and I have a Starseed group. And I want to do a little quiz with you tonight. How many of you have felt like you've never fit in anywhere? Your family, your home. Oh, boy, how many people? Karen, model, can you count how many people? One. Raise your hands.
Let's change the question. Who fit in?
Okay. Okay, wow.
Okay, there you go. 98%.
Wow, awesome. Okay, next question. How many of you feel or know you're highly intuitive, empathetic, and maybe a little psychic? Are we going to do the same thing, like the majority of the room? Me. And and the thing is that it came natural, and it just happened, right? With everybody, yeah, no? Okay, and as strange as this sounds, sometimes you felt a little, quote, homesickness, like this wasn't home and home is somewhere else. Raise your hand. Okay. One more. You have a feeling that you have a mission here. Okay. All right. Wow. You guys you're star seeds. These are beacons of being a star seed. So a star seed is a soul with origins from beyond the earth, and they've lived many lives in other star systems. And they're destined for a greater purpose here to help with the ascension from 3D to 5D. And in November of 2023, I got a message from Spirit, and he said, you came here for this, you agreed to do this, and the time is now. You must do it now, and you must put together a starseed group. So I did, and we have meetings once a month. And tomorrow we have a meeting. We have a speaker coming. Her name is Renee Lynn Thurber, and she wrote a book, Lyme by Design. And this is a book about her experience of being bit by a tick and being sick for 5 decades. She dealt with this and the medical system, and it was very discouraging. Well, then she got bit by another one. Well, she had an NDE. Now, prior to this, when she first was dealing with the first bite, she started to get messages from the Arcturian Council of Healing as to what to do to heal. Well, when she had her NDE, her daughter started to get the messages from the Arcturians. So she's going to talk about this tomorrow, and it's going to be a really big group coming tomorrow, and it's free. So we're going to be meeting at Martha Cooper Library, 1 to 4. Now, if you're interested in coming, I have a card over there that will give you access to my email and also to the group page on Facebook. The reason for this group is to create a community of starseeds, because let's face it, can we talk about this stuff to very many people? I don't know about you, but we like to get together. We like to share stories and knowledge and to build a community. And we're all working towards this to illuminate Gaia so that we can raise our vibration for fifth dimension. That is coming, and it's coming pretty soon. So thank you very much. If you have any questions, come on over and we'll chat. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Gail. And that is exactly what Tucson Paranormal Society is about also, is having this kind of networking place to meet other people where we are not considered woo-woo, but actually part of the normal, because there's a lot of us, there's a lot more people who are interested in paranormal, but are often afraid to talk about it, reveal themselves, and so forth. And so I also don't mean to neglect, Erin Riley also in the back is one of the leaders. We meet every Tuesday at Beyond Bread on Oracle and Ina, and there we meet to plan different things. There are so many events coming up, and I'm not going to go into all of them because they're on our website. At every table and on the chairs, you have a little paper that gives our website. That is the best place to find out what's happening, read our blogs, and RSVP for these meetings so we know who are coming. And when you come in, that's why we ask you to check in. We can see who's coming in and so forth. And we also ask for a donation to help pay for the room and for the website and other things. And then the raffle tickets that we sell, that you buy, also help to support the organization. So tonight we have several different raffle items, and I'll go over them when we do the raffle. So let's see. Next, we have a David. Yeah. Thank you for the reminder. There's so much going on. So a week from tonight, on May 24th at 6 o'clock, at the previous site where we used to have our monthly meetings, which is La Encantada Apartments, um, Steam, Steam Ranch. It's Friday, not Saturday? It's May 24th, Saturday. Boy, thank you. I must be in a paranormal world. Who knows what's going on? Yes, it is Saturday, May 24th at 6 o'clock. We're going to have a pizza party and a chance for people to connect with each other at 6 o'clock. And then at 7:30, we will have a UFO hunt. And we will be, we have invited Karen Hill, who's the director of the Tucson MUFON organization. She will be there leading that. So if you're going to come to the UFO hunt, bring a chair, because we'll be out back in the dark, and a flashlight so you can see your way. Okay, and if you are so inclined, besides the pizza, if you want to bring a dessert or a drink or something else to share, that would be great too. So when you come in to the parking lot of the Encantada Apartments, when you look at the front of it, to the right, there is a gate that will be left open with a rock. You go in there and go around to the back because we'll be in the patio and a kitchen area that is also included there. And that is where Don Zavis lives. Now, Don is the co-founder of Tucson Paranormal Society. He would be here, but he had a family emergency. But many of you know him as a dynamic, kind of flamboyant guy who he is the co-founder along with Larry Martin for this group. So, is there anything else I need to add? Anybody? Okay. Then it is my pleasure to introduce my friend, Morgan Carolan. I thought it was Carolan. She used to live here, and she was one of the leaders in Tucson Paranormal Society. She was, she had a business called the Integrative Nurse. Now she's in Florida, and she's exploring all kinds of other things. So with that, I'd like to introduce. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, go ahead, Morgan. We have something else. You can put your stuff right here so you can see what you're doing. Turn over the microphones to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Kata. And hello, everybody. Welcome. Thank you. I'm really excited about tonight and talking to you about angels. This is really fun for me to get into as a topic. And then one of my main motivators, too, is just to open the discussion up as an open platform with the paranormal storytelling so that we can have and share different angel encounters or even different experiences that we've had possibly with angels. So that is the goal. So welcome, angels all around us. Okay. Through these downloads and experiences, I only speak and can tell you what I've experienced through my point of view. Other people may have different experiences, and I love to hear about these during the Paranormal Story Hour so we can share. And then my other disclaimer is going to be just to keep an open mind for what I'm discussing a little bit about tonight, to kind of open yourself up if you're willing to hearing what I'm communicating, and then also to what I'm not communicating, even non-verbally, just being really present with yourself. And we're going to do that by a couple different awareness practices. Some of them will be in the slides that we do with the angel presentation, but we're going to start with one now. So I'm going to have you get really comfortable in your seat. Maybe finding both feet on the floor if that's comfortable for you. And I'm just going to go ahead and have you place your hand somewhere that's supportive for you, wherever that might be. So maybe in your lap or on your belly, maybe towards your heart. And if you haven't done so already, maybe closing down the eyes, bringing to your awareness your breath. Just like a wave, inhale. And then exhale, release, let it go. Let's do a few cleansing breaths, clearing breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth, big sigh. 3 more times, just like that. Biggest sigh. One more, just like that. Let it go. And then keep the wave in the back of the throat. We're going to do some pranayama, just breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. Our life force energy, our channel's clear. I like to feel that. I like to hear that. And most importantly, I want this to be an interactive and an experience for everybody, not just something I'm talking to or at you with, but more of a communicative effort that we're experiencing, because we're all in this together, really, right? So with that, let's take another breath in and another breath out. And bring to your awareness back to the room, back to your hands resting comfortably on your body. Good. And then back to your heart, back to your spirit, back to what has led you here today. Fluttering the eyes open when you're ready. Thank you. Taking your time here. So, been really helpful with those awareness practices. So thank you for your participation. And we'll go on to the next slide. Perfect. So what are angels? Oh, let's go to objectives. Yes. So we're going to understand more about the angels. We're going to learn more about specific archangels. And I have 3 specifically, but we're going to even call in 1 4th one to begin with our circle. We'll receive a divination. So it's kind of like a channeled message that I received from the angels. Yeah. And an open platform for angel experiences. I'm really hoping to discuss and share our encounters through group discussion. Next slide. So what are angels? Oh, let's go ahead and open the circle up, or the group up, to representation through the north side of the building. That's going to be our archangel Uriel. He's full of mystery, full of the unknown. He has stillness, and he has like a quiet void about him. So that's the north kind of like star pointing towards Uriel. Towards the east side, we're going to have Rafael. This is for new beginnings, like when the sun rises in the morning, new starts. To the south side, we're going to have Archangel Michael, and his middle of summers, kind of like his main mode. So it's kind of really interesting. And then protection, manifestations, crops, and even money, calling in abundance with Archangel Michael. And then to the west, we're going to touch upon Archangel Gabriel, and he's archangel for healing. He has, it's kind of a lot of endings and completions with death with him. And end of the day, ease and flow, the sun sets. So we're going to leave those as kind of like totems for us, and to begin our talk on angels here. And yeah, what are angels? What makes up an angel, right? So angels, anybody we can raise our hands. Anybody have an idea? Yes.
Wait, an idea about what?
What angels are? Yeah.
They're our guardians and
I love that.
our protectors and our guidance.
Guardian, protectors, and guidance. I love that. That was great. Anybody else? Yes.
And they're beings that have evolved enough to be of help and use to other people without having physical bodies.
Good. That's a great point to mention. And I want to say too is, yes, they're beings. They're like sentient beings. They don't have a soul. There's no timeline that they're evolving onto or in, just like us humans are, the evolution that we experience. So they're here to reinforce and impact the world, if you will, with their light codes, with light, with illumination, with bringing the light to the earth. So that's what angels are, some of them. I hope you'll come to find and even talk more about angels as they're all around us. ready for you to put them into action. It's a little bit what I want to talk to you about today. Call upon your angels for assistance. They're so ready and willing to guide you. I have a parking angel, and I will even say it out loud. Okay, I got a nod. I know what you're talking about. Exactly. And people that are, traffic angels. And I really resonated with the starseed. I have to get more information about that. That was really cool. So yeah, angels are messengers. They're messages from above, and they're messages from source, God, universal consciousness. I'm going to use the word God and universal consciousness along with source interchangeably, like as a term throughout the talk. So if God does not resonate with you, change it to something different, to source, to light, to universal consciousness. Those are just terms that I use. And so, yeah, angels are guises of things. They're attitudes, behaviors you may need help with. We have the angel of self-love. We talked about the parking angel, the traffic angel, angel of divine timing. Anybody ever kind of, right there? Insomnia angel, a little different AI. No. Okay, so we'll go into the next slide here. And then we have, what are archangels? Does anybody have an idea here? What are archangels? Karen.
They're angels that are highly evolved, and they're kind of the higher echelon of the higher level of it. And you have like Archangel, well, Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, they're all archangels. And they have been on earth, incarnated many times.
Right. Good description. Anybody else? Suggestion? Idea? Karen?
Leader angels, close to God or source, just over helping all of us, like what she said, but way close to source.
And if we were thinking like in our terms, right, it's like they're evolved angels, right? And they can actually, along with being messengers, and angels are messengers, but the archangels are able to kind of implement, they're able to implement, how would I say, like, they can make action, they can take action, they can make moves. So they do that. They're God's assigned and chosen hierarchy of communication, messengers of divine intention, and they hold the light path toward guiding humanity. So that's what archangels are. Do you have a question?
Would you say that they can manipulate reality?
I would say that because it has been my experience. So I would say that, yes. You can go on to the next slide. And it would start with the one who came to me, and I got to see him in an astral projection. And that was really jolting for me. So we'll also mention too, so they're assigned and recognized for the divine light of truth, understanding, purpose, and unity they bring forth in many ways. And the reason I like them, and maybe I kind of like really found fond of them, is they help spiritually, emotionally, physically, and even mentally. These beings are very sentient. Many layers of light are brought forth for light co-transmission to higher realms and states of consciousness. So if that kind of touches upon that, I believe that's what they do. They help with awareness, unification, knowledge, and privilege of understanding. I think there's a lot of things us as humans, like it's so dense for us. We're like, I don't know. And then they kind of come in with their little wings and they're like, it's really lighthearted. So we have Archangel Michael. Anybody want to say anything about him at all? And we have the slide here too. So he's usually shielded in divine golden white light. He protects against evil. He's considered like the warrior angel. I believe he was the first appointed angel from source and from spirit through spirit. So I think he was like top dog, if you will. I'm going to talk a little bit about my experience with him towards the end slide, but it was very different. And it's still, to this day, I'm kind of like, was that you? What the heck? It really, like I said, jolted me a little bit. So he has and holds the white light that's golden. He's very grounding, or can be very grounding, but he also lights you up with the golden light. And his message and what he likes to kind of bring forward in intention is to be clear with desire and to focus with unwavering faith. That's something, I'll be quite honest, I kind of struggle with sometimes. I see the light, the beacon of light at some points, and then other times I get distraught and I get into the mundane, and then really kind of shifting my focus of awareness and understanding, like, light beings, sentient beings, they're here to help us. So he is the angel, I would say, of protection. Archangel Michael is a big protector, and he has that as a being inside of him. So we've breathed a little bit, we've breathed a little bit, and we're going to go ahead and shield ourselves now. If you don't know how to shield, that's totally okay. But we're going to go back into that position, really comfortable wherever we're at. And let's go ahead and take the gold and white light energy that's circulating around our head from the heavens, from Archangel Michael, that's around us at all moments. And let's bring it in all the way from the crown, down the spinal column, down to the root. Take a deep breath here. Feel him lighting you up with intention, with illumination of white, golden light intention and energy. Allow him to spark, ignite your center. And then all the way, like I said, from the top of the head, and bring it down to the base of the spine, and feel the chair hold you here as you're illuminated. Full breath in and full breath out. Good. Coming back into awareness, back to the body, fluttering those eyes open soon. Great. Go to the next slide. Slowly coming back, and then we'll go towards that next slide. Archangel Raphael. Look at how beautiful he is, right? Archangel Raphael. So he's a traveler saint. He is he helps illuminate life and the transitionary path through transitions. He also helps the healthcare and the blind. So he kind of like lights the way, if you will, if that makes any sense. He guides those who are physically and spiritually lost. So if you're needing some assistance from him, you can always call upon Archangel Raphael. He contributes towards emotional intelligence and equanimity. So he has that divine intention with his heart. That's green heart chakra, along with the mind that helps us kind of align there, boom, up to the heavens. He's pictured with the staff for guidance and healing. And yeah, we're going to do a breath awareness practice. I keep throwing us through these awareness practices. Good. So we're going to go ahead and just take and release with the exhale, and then bring the light in that we just experienced on the inhale. So coming back to ourselves, back to center, let's go ahead and release on the exhale. Feel the light coming into and with the breath, illuminating every cellular mechanical function inside of your body. And then exhale, release old patterning, anything no longer serving you. Good. I like to hear it. That's great. Give it a sigh. One more just like that. So he's really helpful for emotional release. Let it go. Find that center. Coming back to the room, coming back with your awareness. I would say Archangel Raphael is the angel of healing. That's what I would say. Many different levels and layers to that. Beautiful. Next slide, please. So then we have Archangel Uriel. Archangel Uriel, he's the universal source of light. So he's healing, creative, prosperous. He's the angel of creativity, but the way he delivers it is in this like tone that's very nuanced. So it's really nice and kind of like a little humorous. He is the source of wisdom. So with that, he has all of the knowledge to bring forth the humor as well, right? So he is the source of wisdom, the flame of God. He can be pictured with the scroll representing an inner wisdom as a totem. And then he also has a fire sword. You can kind of see it here, and you can kind of see the fire kind of coming up just barely right there. I tried to get, that's why kind of all the slides are different, because I tried to get the good representation in pictures. But he has the fire sword, and he calls in monumental understanding for sense and rationalization for moments when things aren't really understood, right? With all of the truth lies less unknown. So if we have more pieces to the picture, and if we have the full picture, we see more of like what's clear. So it brings in clarity, guidance through awareness and choice. That brings me to, I looked up angel numbers actually. So it brings me to angel numbers, and how I got into talking and kind of working with some of the angels is through angel numbers. So have you ever seen like a 3-part repertory number? I see some nods over there. Let's hear it. She brought the book. We got to have more of a conversation, LaShandra. Yes. So that is exactly right. They have numbers to them, don't they? And so I wonder if there's a Uriel in there. But when I looked him up, I got his number is 122. You can go to the next slide here. So for his number, he has the number of 122. And I thought I'd share a little bit about why that number is important to me or special to me. It's like a ceremony and a ritual. And I have to also share that in ceremony and ritual, I go by Morgana. So that is what I go by in ceremony or ritual situations. And getting to my rebirth day. My rebirth day was 12/22/2018. That's the rebirth of the feminine. And then we had a rebirth of the masculine, which is the rebirth of the masculine was first. So this is personal to me. So this is a story that I'm personally sharing with you. I had a feminine rebirth day on 12/22/2024. And that was about 6 years after my masculine rebirth day, which was 12/22/2018. A little confusing, but mostly important to me. I feel like a whole person now. I feel complete. I feel good. And maybe that's where Morgana came in, because I hadn't had this sense of like feeling comfortable talking about me being named Morgana, but here we are. So it's one of the names I go by in ceremony and ritual. And I feel really lucky to have had the guidance to experience like a rebirth day. I know it sounds kind of funny and silly, because it is, right? It's a day where I made it mine, where I'm going to rebirth into my masculine self, that's whole. And I thought at first why they're so far apart in distance and time is I didn't realize there's one without the other. The other without one is kind of the whole of two, right? So we have two halves. We have the duality of the masculine and the feminine inside of our own selves. And so for me, it's really important, and it's something that I recognize, and it is a special day for me. It's right after the winter solstice, and it's right before one of my favorite holidays. And so I just wanted to share that with you, because it's something that is really special to me. Let's read the divination. How's everybody feeling and doing? Okay, I'm going to try to read this as eloquent as I can. Here we go. This is a message that came through for all of you here, and this was back in November, December, when you asked me to do the talk. So I'm like, I don't know why I'm writing this, and come to find out, sometimes you just got to get it out, I guess. It's good. Okay. Hi, dear. This message has came through for all of you here. We've been trying to reach you, you see. I know that you think we've forgotten all about you, have you unread. We beg you give us a decent plea. That is simply not the case, and our concession will have you agree. We are privy to the private life. You think there is more to agree. We know sometimes you have a hard time sleeping a wink. You see, there are a lot of things that we would like, as you do too. As cliche as they say, we are only one call away. I want to take a moment to say, this right here today is the way that we like to be. in full presence with undivided essence. Angels, in whichever form decided to take, follow through with the work you'd like to do with divine nature, essence, and particularly presence too. Being on earth right now, why yes, it can be so dense. There are many cycles on repeat that will respect your wholehearted presence. As silly as it is, and in every single way, like we've said, we've only been one call away. Ask Morgana for an example, and I will tell you. I use the parking angel to the best of my ability in crowded spots and busy parking lots like zoos. Silly, you see, all you must do is ask for something you may be looking for, just like a task. Just like guides who wears the guises, we make deals. We like deals made, no compromises. We are all here remembering our impact. So when someone shows up to help with the thing you requested, don't attack. Or be surprised if it looks a little different than you suggested. We are playful in nature, but never despising understanding. If it's coming forth from your heart, it will not need compromising. We stand for the true heart earth plan. You should be proud of yourselves, my friends. In ignited presence, guided with essence, we like to recharge. So don't be too stubborn. Open your psyche to the limitless possibilities at large. Thank you. I love how they rhyme. They help me with poetry all the time. So I was going to touch upon my astral projection, and I'm going to use that word lightly in a sense because, like I said in my little disclaimer, it was my experience that I had, and this is kind of actually how I got into the idea of maybe moving from Tucson and needing to move from Tucson. This beautiful man showed up at my window, and I was trying to fall asleep, right? And he's in my window, and I'll say the technical words and use it. So I don't have a projector in my head that sees things ever. I have what some people call aphantasia, which is when you close your eyes, things you don't really see, a projector. So a lot of times you can, if I were to guide you through a guided imagery, and that's what I love doing too, because you guys have those special powers of seeing the projector and seeing the image. But I don't have that in my head. I'm a little different with that. I don't have that. And so I realized, what's that? Oh, I realized that's, a little different. And so when I had this vision, when I saw him, he's in the window, he's outside the window, he's right there. And I'm thinking, like I said, who is this beautiful man? And it was really his beauty that kind of alluded to me that the fact that he was sentient, right? Because I'm thinking, is this a future lover? No. We never know, but no. I come to find, and what I found was, I believe he had a sword. I think I would have been even more scared if I saw that. So he kind of kept it down a little bit. But he had some maybe armor on, and he had kind of, if you want to go back to Archangel Michael, a couple slides back, he had on a little bit of a red. And so I'm perplexed. I'm trying to figure out, like I said, beautiful. And he's luminous, right? So he brought forth that light of intention. And I'm just discussing this because it's an open platform and I'm able to feel comfortable after kind of like working with Tucson Paranormal and actually being able to use my voice. It's such a privilege. And I feel really passionate about many different topics, but one of them is the paranormal and experiences that people, and this is why the group I believe exists, is that I didn't really have a place to like put as an outlet. And even so, it took me a while to kind of navigate in my own mind what was going on. So I have the words astral projection. I feel like we went there. He's in the window. And at that point, the only thing I could really think is like, I could felt his presence of like safety and protection and guidance. And that felt really like supportive and powerful. But I was like, nope, we're not doing this tonight. So I like woke up, and I turned over. And then he took me to this field of hot air balloons and another astral projection. He's like, okay, you didn't want to see me? Let's go together to another place. I feel like it was in New Mexico. That was so strange. So if anyone has any kind of ideas or any thoughts with astral projection or has experienced astral projection, I'd love to discuss that more. And if anyone's seen an angel in astral projection, that would be even more of a hot topic for me. So I would love that. That's my experience with him and what he brought forward to me. I was in a really unsafe place, truly. I just had experienced a break-in in my home, and I was feeling like safety was compromised. And so that was a big part of like his initiation and effort was kind of like, I'm here for you and I'm going to be here, but there was a sign to kind of get moving for me. So that's kind of why I moved a little bit to Florida. And yeah, I'm really excited about, being able to talk about it. This isn't something that I even really talk with other people about or have even told many people. So it's something that's pretty close to my heart. And I'm glad to be able to discuss today with like an open forum. So that's pretty cool. We do have an Oracle Angel card pull, and so I also want to know your experiences. I can't talk forever. I want to know if there's anybody who would like to try to pull one of the angel cards or a couple angel cards here. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go around the room, and so we're going to go ahead and open it up to the angel cards. Okay, we have these. Well, let's go here first, actually. I'm sorry. Go ahead and shuffle them, and then wherever you kind of either want to split it and then maybe flip it, there you go. You know what to do. She's no amateur over here. We're good. Yeah. And then shuffle, and then just whatever you feel like is most called to you and towards you. Ooh, courage. Yeah. Courage. Gorgeous. And then we'll do a couple clarifiers with these guys here. And then we have the book for this one too. So maybe courage. And I'd like to also say and mention is like with anything, kind of like the divine timing angel and the parking angel, you can call upon these beings and the sentient beings that they are to guide you in whatever moment you're in. Even just like, I'm having a hard time sleeping, I need some rest, or I need more nutrients. Whatever's going on for you, just like put that out there. Call it in, allow it to be like shared as like a agenda for you. And then like, they really like tasks. They like to be given like, hey, I really need to find my car keys. Please help me. They love that. That's if you assign them, that's their job, right? So that would be, use them like that. They love it. They love it. All day long. Yeah. I do. So then they must love you. And she got Tree of Souls. So then you're talking to them back and forth, see? And then do you want to do one more of those? The liminal space. So you already live there. So that came up. Oh. Okay, who's next? We're going to do another. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, right? Thank you. Courage. She got courage, the liminal space, and then the Tree of Souls. Tree of Souls, yep. And then you can do the same here. Everybody wants to do it. I know, okay. Right? Well, we're opening it up. So now we can talk, we can discuss. We'll do a few of these and see what comes through. But it's to be helpful, to be supportive, to feel good. So whatever feels comfortable. Which one do you want me to pull from? First, that one, I think. Yeah. And thank you for Teresa helping us out with these Oracle deck cards tonight. Really special. Ooh, that's a good one. Life cycles. Yes, honor life cycles. And then we were doing like 2-card clarity with that one just to kind of like help us out with either a message or direction to be pointed into.
And I treat everything in my life like it means a lot. So that's where I got into it with the numbers. The 111, the 222, they all mean something different to me. And that's something like I kind of employed and made as a construct in my life to help me continue on, right? So you can, like I said, assign, task, they love that stuff. Ooh, so we got some meditation to help you honor life cycles. There we go. I like that. And this is a beautiful picture here. It's like a lady meditating on top of a mountain just in solace. Really beautiful.
And then the crystal path, and I can't read the little stuff.
Mineral spirit crystal beings. I see some crystals in your future. Coming into some crystals. Very, very good. Thank you. Okay, who's next? And we can play with these. Yeah, we can play with these at the table too. So we'll have an opportunity because I'm really like kind of itching to get to those stories if we have it. Yeah, we do. I can feel it in the room of brewing, don't we? Here we go. Ooh, is it cooperate?
Cooperate.
And I like the way that it's spelled. It's not cooperate, it's cooperate. Interesting.
Been co-creating like
You have been?
Oh yeah. Been a manifesting fool.
I overheard you talking about meditation and breath work, so we've got to talk. Beautiful.
Okay, so we gotta cooperate, angels.
Mm-hmm.
Begin, initiate, origin, sacred living, spirit speaking, intervention.
Ooh, I feel some kind of changes have happening for you recently.
That is all of the signs my angels keep sending me.
Really?
So many changes that are coming my way.
Things
Good
that you either haven't done before or a little uncomfortable with, kind of like the speaking thing is a little uncomfortable.
Things that are gonna be good though.
Yeah, it will be. Okay, anybody else? We'll do one more. Lysandra, I know you said yes, and we can play with these again too. So pull one from this one to start, and then we can maybe pull one or two, just depending on what you're hoping for. Oh, yeah. And you can pull out more than one too if you want. Let go. I got that one too, and it popped out just like that. And I said, I am holding on to some things. Yeah.
One more and then
Third time's the charm.
right.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Kind of gives you an idea of where you letting go to bring in that lighthearted, fond, childlike energy back into your life. Beautiful. That one's yours. That's meant for you.
Oh, wonderful.
Homeward Traveler.
I don't know. How many do you recommend from this one?
You can pull another one, or if you feel like you're complete, you're complete.
I feel good about this.
Yeah, that was a good message, actually.
To take a picture of
Go ahead. Okay, maybe one more, and then we'll get to kind of discussion. Yeah. Okay, I know Karen wants to. We're going to do you first, and then we'll go to Karen, and then that'll be our two more, because I'm a little extra. Here we go. Good. Great. Very, very good. Yeah, we don't know if she might need to let go, too. I already got that one. Don't worry. Ooh, I got that one too. Angel of Compassion. Giving yourself some grace with self-love. It's different than loving the self, right?
very true. Other lives,
Ooh,
past lives, dimensional lives. That's interesting.
that is interesting.
The Green Man.
Oh,
Rising energy, surge, fertility. Okay.
okay. I even see some in your future, some maybe like mirror work where you work with yourself in looking in your eyes and telling yourself, I love you in the mirror. Yeah.
With compassion.
Yeah, with compassion. That's where we're starting there.
You're saying the Green Man, rising energy, surge, fertility. Yeah, almost like something by doing that, like something new, like will be birthed for you by doing.
I like that idea.
I
Yeah.
like the idea of taking a picture of it.
Yes, please do. Please do. I got it. And then I'm going over to Karen. I'll be back for these. Yeah, take your time.
I don't like to eat the same thing for 3 days.
Karen.
I want to come up with a ritual name too.
Yeah, exactly. You need one. Yes, that one first, and then you can pull one or two, and then you can pull one or two of these and see. Kind of like gives us some messages back and forth of what's going to be helpful.
So you have all the options.
Oh.
That one's not coming, but thank you. I'll shuffle one more time.
I was gonna just shuffle it back.
There you go. Perfect. Thank you, dear. Awesome. Oh, yes, he is the healer between the head and the heart.
Archangel Rafael is the healer.
Yeah, it's the healer angel. He has the staff.
Oh, he's healing all of us.
Yeah, he's bringing, and you see his green, back to the green with the heart chakra, kind of really talking to the humanity. Yeah, love, self-love. And then these. Yeah.
I'm gonna pick 2 cards.
Uh-huh.
2 great cards right there. There it is right there.
Okay. We have Temple of Dreams.
Keep going forward.
Yeah.
Spirit
Right.
of spring, freedom, action, power. Thank you.
Yeah.
I memorized that.
Moving forward in life, and that looks like a little.
Beautiful, beautiful art. Oh my gosh, is it like a cardinal? No, it's a
I
vermilion
thouh so
blanket.
too for a
It's
second.
vermilion blanket.
Oh.
My mother, my mom.
Oh,
It's
that's your
vermilion,
mom right
but
there.
Vermilion blanket, vermilion.
Oh my
Can I
gosh.
just write these down real quick?
Take your time. I'll come back from them over here. Yeah, take your time. Yeah. Okay, that sounds like a good idea. Okay, my friends. So coming back to us and with us, we're going to go ahead and open the platform up for Paranormal Story Hour and Story Time. And this can be anything from like what you think might be mundane, like I used the parking angel in the parking lot. There was no parking spaces and I got one front row. It could be something like that, or it could be an astral projection. It could go deeper, whichever one whatever you feel like. I really open you to sharing, because this is why the societies was created, so that we can have this space to kind of like open it up. So please feel free to come up on here. Yeah.
I just have a question.
Absolutely.
Personally, do you feel that they could come in like a physical form?
Repeat the question.
She's asking about if I feel like the angels could come in through a physical form.
I don't think they can. I don't think so.
What? Yeah, and I believe in earth angels, and that might be like a certain attitude or behavior, or just like divine timing that the angel of divine timing has helped us with to like go in through a guidance. Because we all have we have our mission and we have our place of what we're helping with. And so I think there's a time and place that's right. And for me, and what I like to call those people, here's an example. I'm driving to San Diego. I never do this, but I ran out of gas, and this was right outside of Winslow, Arizona. Right outside of Winslow. It's like a bad song. Yeah, like a song singing to me like as I'm driving down the road. I'm like, Winslow, Arizona. Stops. Okay, so the car's dead. We need some assistance, okay? And I'm like, how's it gonna happen? What's gonna happen? I don't like putting myself in these situations. I don't do this very often, like I said. And so I always fill up my car in Phoenix, and I always do something, and I didn't do it that day. and I would go over there quite a bit. So I'm dead on the highway. There's another 15 miles of the highway before I could go get gas. And I got my little gas can out of the car because I had one of those at the time, thank gosh. And I thought, no, I actually didn't. I just got out of the car. And I thought, angels, this is where I called upon them. I'm like, angels, please help me. And it needs to be soon and quick because I don't know if there's a correlation as far as like, I'm getting out of my car. They can see me getting out of my car. I got to walk this way with my thumb up. Okay, we're gonna make it happen. We're gonna make it work. I'm getting to California somehow. And so I get out of the car and I'm like, angels, I'm gonna need you here. We're gonna need your help. And a little earth angel was delivered after work. He came by. He's like, doot, 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 doot. Comes, rolls up, and he just pulls over. And I'm talking, it was very instantaneous. I walked about 6 steps away from my car, and he pulls up, and he's like, you need some help. I'm like, I do. I'm going to need some help. And so this is where I started to understand, you know, you can ask in any moment, like the task of like, hey, I'm going to need someone to help me right now. I need some help. And it could be like something out of your wheelhouse of knowing like what exactly you need. Like, we're going to need to get a gas can. We're going to need to get gas. We're going to need to loop back. So this guy, this man, this earth angel-like man, is just following in his lane of source and white light energy, lane of what he needs to do on this earth of being a good Samaritan, right? Meets me where I'm at on the highway, and he's like, we're taking you to Ace Hardware, pumps my gas. I did not ask him to do this. Pumps the gas into the gas can. And I'm like, Lord, thank you. From above, thank you. And all the while, he calls his wife or his partner at home, and he lets me know, or he lets her know, hey, I'm helping someone right now. I know I won't be home for another half an hour, maybe longer, but I'm helping someone. And I thought that was kindred. That was sweet. I really appreciated just the follow through of communication that he was able to exude from his spirit, just be so honest. Like, I'm helping this young lady on the side of the road, not really sure, and I'll be home when I see you at home. And she was understanding. She was sweet. So needless to say, I never did that again. And I don't recommend it. But when you need them, when you need a task, when you need something done, and it's like, I need some help, just call upon them with whatever you need.
What if it's not an actual task? I need a gas can. What if it's an internal thing? Like I'm falling apart. I need guidance. How do I get through the situation? How do you approach that?
I think with that, you would ask for understanding. And which one we had here? I think Rafael would be your guide there, because it's the heart and the head that he's helping with the equilibrium of the balance. With any of them, especially with like Uriel too, he's such a wisdom totem pole of knowledge that you want to call him in or call them in. And maybe, and so this is like something that I'm offering you as I'm just offering of you is maybe you do your own ritual or ceremony with that specific angel or and it doesn't have to be long. It can be lighting a candle and calling him in, but maybe you just have that understanding of, I have my angel close by. This is what he's helping me with, or they're helping me with, and they're going to be there. I mean, it's the trust of knowing. And then the other part, and this is kind of what I'm talking about with tasks and assigning, it's setting up that system in place to work for you. So there's lots of things that I've done, like internally in my body to set up as a system to make happen and work. I know a lot of it's autonomic and autonomous, but it's kind of like turning it into something that becomes autonomous for your system. When you set the intention, when you call that in, when you call that understanding the divine guidance in, there's no place to be met besides in your own spirit with that, I believe. Thank you. It's a good question. Any other questions before we open it up?
I know this is kind of different, but I always thought of like angels, like my guardian angel, like maybe somebody that passed on that loves me very much.
Yes.
And this has nothing to do with that, right? I mean, are there just spirits out there that are still out there rooting for me, loving me?
Repeat the question.
She asked about guardian angels as people and loved ones who have passed on and passed away as they're protecting and their guidance overlooking you. And so we have an answer here.
I had my aura photo taken, and in Sedona, the lady that does it there, she uses the old camera that was made in Russia back in like the 1950s. And it was originally built to check, like, see the energy coming out of the plants. And then they started taking pictures of humans with this camera and noticing that every person they took a picture of had different colors around them. Well, then ultimately it came down to, well, this is your aura. And then they started deciphering what the colors meant. And when she read me my aura, I have 4 orbs above me, which are my angels. I talk to them all the time. But I also had a white figure to my right. And she said, that is your angel of protection. That is somebody that you knew in this life, that you had a heart connection with, that has passed on, but is always there with you, protecting you. So there is a little bit of a difference between like your angels and guides and your angels of protection. But typically your angel of protection is somebody you knew in this life, or had a very strong connection with in many lives.
I'm getting chills.
Yeah, I knew she was there.
Yeah. I'm getting chills, and we have more commentary. And if you want to come up and speak on the microphone, I welcome that.
I can speak loud.
Of course.
The Lakota way, which I follow, you have 6 ancestors and they're guiding you all the time, 6 around you. That's in addition to your angels. They're your angels also. But they are your ancestors from your human life. That's how I learned it.
Yeah, and I would kind of just piggyback on that and say I somewhat agree with what you've said, and I think as well as kind of like that and losing and loss has kind of led me into wanting to communicate with my angels and having them be so present in my life. So I really resonate with all of those things. Anybody else?
I just really make it simple. Now that I'm 70 years old, friends are dying almost seriously, they could be dying. I have a friend from
Word.
Tucson that I came here in New York area many moons ago. And I just say, hey guys, what's going on? Help me out. It's because they were friends of mine, and I don't know their connections all the time from other life. I don't know anything about that. And I just say, hey, give me a hand with this, just like they're still here.
That's a really good point you mentioned. I was talking about this topic with a friend who just lost her father. And I said, talk to him like you, she said, I have all these things to say to him. And I said, talk to him like you would. And maybe it's not in the same ways like he's directly right next to you, because I know that's a whole, you have to kind of maybe get over it as a mentation or a mentality. But once you do, it's like, let it rip. They want to hear it. They want to help you. They're your friends. They're your buddies. They want to support you and guide you and have the hand behind your back to hold your heart, to push you forward, but not at an edgy way, at this supportive, nurturing, kind-hearted way. Beautiful share. Aaron.
Yeah, I was just, so the question of like, you know, when you don't know who to ask for, you don't really need to specify. Because that's also assuming that you know what you need, and sometimes that's not necessarily true.
I agree with that.
So simply calling on the angels and allowing who's the best to come, or if there's more than one that you need, then that is allowing that space for that to happen. And then also just speaking to your personal angels and so forth. My experience is that they pretty much change with the seasons of what you need. So you don't necessarily have the same angels or guides that are with you lifelong. You may have 1 or 2 that are lifelong, but the rest kind of come and go as you need them for the different seasons of your life.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I believe, like, since we're all evolving and changing so often and so much, especially like with transition, and if you've been doing one thing and changing it to another, I believe that there's people, guides, and entities there to support you through those phases, because how else are we going to do it, right? We need that. That's what I believe. Yeah. Lysandra?
For you, with your astral projection, when you said you saw the image in the window, this is 2 questions, and then he took you to like a hot air balloon field.
Strange.
Was it just was that it? Did anything happen at the air balloon field, or like? Was there a sentence behind that?
There was like, they wanted to show me something, and I don't know, because I was terrified, actually. I was really scared. Like I said, I don't have that projector in my head, so when I see anything, like, imagine too, it's like a little bit, it's just like a dream, but you're not quite asleep. You're in the liminal space area, and then you're falling to sleep. And me not having that vivid sensation of imagery in my head ever, to see that was like, it took me a while to even say out loud, I had this experience, and that was strange. I didn't even know what it was called. I was multiple layers of research. So no, I was actually scared. I immediately kind of got myself out of that situation. Yeah. But with knowledge and with talking about it, maybe I would be able to go deeper. And that's why I open it up for discussion too.
Okay, to clarify, so you're saying you had never had those, like the projection or the projector before, and then until you saw the image in the mirror, or not the mirror, the window,
Yeah.
and the other image with the balloons. That was your first time having the projector experience.
So I have had like some sleep paralysis before, where I've fallen asleep and then my eyes open and I can't move my body, and that's a weird sensation. Well, I get some yeah. But as far as the projector, so there's been times where I've like really tried to picture like a red convertible car, right? Like active, very active visualization efforts, and like trying to visualize. And the answer is like, I can maybe see the outline in gray. And so black and white to full color is like shocking, you know?
Are we sharing stories?
We are.
So Jeanette, the first time, well, I was 1970, there was a man with Levi's and no shirt on in my bedroom. He didn't hurt me. It wasn't, and he just disappeared. Then fast forward to around 2010, I was very ill with something similar to what Gail's group will be talking about. And I went outside in desperation. Never have done this in my life. Angels, please help me. And that started a healing journey for me.
And you just called out with, just help me.
Please help me.
Angels,
you have to
please help
ask.
me.
They can't interfere. There's a law of non-interference.
Yeah.
So you have to
That is a law universally, so that's a good point to mention.
And I ask them all day long. I don't put them in a category. Let them decide who's the best to help.
Yeah. In that moment when I ran out of gas on the highway, I had no clue what I needed. I know I needed to get out of there. Yes, ma'am.
I would tell you, I think I had an angel. That same angel came to me coming home from Rocky Point. I had my dog. It was just turned light because I only drove during the day. And I was running out of gas in the middle of the reservation, and I was going to be knocking on doors. And all of a sudden, popping out is one gas pump with no sign or anything. And honestly, it took my credit card, and I was able to get gas.
Awesome.
Wow.
That's a supernatural experience, truly. And that's what I welcome. Anything that might not seem like a little mystical. That's so wild. Karen.
I was driving from Roswell to Texas to visit friends one summer, and there was a really intense semi coming behind me, and it was just a regular two-lane road. And what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I had a little bit of knowledge Michael could be a protector. Michael, help me, help me. All of a sudden, you know how sometimes in the old country roads, you can follow the road or you can take the side road? Mm-hmm. There was the straight road, which was the get off of the main road, and the truck followed me. I mean, it was like he was falling asleep, but he came and he like jostled awake, and I pulled over. I swear, Michael helped me. And we all lived, and I went on my way, and me too. So there was another one, I can't remember, but yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a special story. Wow.
Just one quick story on astral projection. I've read a few books on it. Just quite a bit a while ago because I got interested in it, and they had techniques on how you could do it. I tried one at night, and it worked. I was going to sleep, and I lived it out of my body.
And you could see yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
And I traveled in this place, I don't know where, all through the air. And I knew this lady at the time that was this band that she was going to be traveling. I didn't know it was going to be connected to that. And I saw people trying to get into the back of a van, but they couldn't really quite do it. the next day spoke to her and she said, that happened to me. And the person, one of the members of the group said, I think that you were watching them and they just felt, something was watching them. They felt uneasy and they stopped it. Anyway, when he fell, but I was traveling and I read these, I couldn't tell you what the books are now, they're online somewhere, because I got very interested in the subject. And yes, a few times I lifted up, but I didn't go anywhere, but I could see myself on it. But this one and a few others, I literally was just traveling.
Yeah, I would like represent that word with maybe like a dimension, but if it's like this dimension, it's like, wow, you're a bird's eye view and you're projecting into what's going on, but that's like on the earth plane. How cool, what a cool experience. Thanks for sharing. Got other shares tonight? Yeah, right here.
I'll share. It's hard to say it short.
You can come up here too.
No, I don't want to.
Okay.
I had a boyfriend who we lived on the road together for 5.5 years. So I don't want. Can everybody hear me? No. Yeah.
This is for the recording.
Oh, I love all that. Oh God.
We
Anyway,
appreciate you.
so I didn't want. Can you hear me like this?
Yeah.
He took a separate trip to California by himself during this time, and I was in New Jersey, and he said, I'm going to come over and get you. And I said, I was very young and naive, and everything had been safe. And I said, no, I want to go by myself. And he said, no, don't do that. That's not a good idea. And I said, no, I want to go. And I hung up the phone on him. I said, I'm coming out. And I left, and once I got to Ohio, there was an old farmer man who picked me up, and I put my backpack and my sleeping bag in the back of his car, and he got off the highway, and he goes in a road in the middle of nowhere with no electric lights, no power lines. And I said, I need to get out. And he said, no. And he verbalized that he was going to rape me. And
wow.
Now I had recently been to a Summit Lighthouse conference for the bicentennial. So this was 1976, and there were thousands of people, and I'd been into that for quite a while, decreeing. And there's a long decree to Archangel Michael, the blue flame. And I was in the habit of decreeing all the time anyway. But I just was decreeing. I was in the passenger seat in the front, and I just was very peaceful. I was just put my palms up, and I was decreeing.
And explain to us what decreeing means, please.
I could say the decree. Decreeing is very fast, very fast. I can't do it so fast now, but it's very fast, rhyming verse. Lord Michael, I call unto thee, wield thy sword of blue flame, and now cut me free. Blaze God power, protection now into my world. Thy banner of faith above me unfurled, transcendent blue lightning now flash through my soul. I am by God's mercy made radiant and whole. Lord Michael, I love thee, I do, with all my great faith, my being imbue. blaze God power protection now into my world. I banner faith above me, unfurl transcendent blue lightning now flash from my soul. I am by God's mercy made radiant and whole. I missed a verse, but anyway,
And so it
it's
is.
but the
I was
way
about to say
the
that.
way it is, it's thousands of people at this conference from all over the world in Washington D.C. and for days we were there decreeing all together. It's very powerful, but you say them real fast. It's like blah, 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 really super fast. Anyway, so I was decreeing, and I could see the blue. I could hear the angel wings. But then he stopped the car, and he put his hand on my shoulder, and he got shocked and thrown. His head got thrown to the window.
Whoa.
And then he was unconscious for a few seconds, and then he looked like that didn't happen. He looked like an idiot. And he looks at me, and then he just starts in again, coming toward me. And what happened was really bizarre.
Oh, it's just getting good.
What happened was that the blue wings, I could see them, and I could hear that sound that the wings make real loud. But then my voice, it wasn't me doing it. It was Michael.
Yeah.
It made this real low, masculine pitch, loud voice coming out of my larynx. And it said, "Don't you dare." Only slower than that. It was really freaky, and I didn't mind it. I was just in this state where it was like, good.
Mm-hmm.
And the man freaked, and he just turned the key, got the car back on the highway, stopped for me, opened up the trunk, gave me my stuff, and I was safe. So that's what.
Thank you so much for sharing that vulnerable story. That was a beautiful share. Yeah. Thank you. That was just amazing. And as you can see and hear, and I didn't even know about decree. This is why learning from each other is so potent. It's just beautiful. Like that experience, it's giving me full body chills. So thank you for being vulnerable and open to share. It really means the world. And that's it. Thank you. The end. It's just the beginning. You could see them in clouds, so look up is what I like to say and what people tell me. Look up. Thank you, Kata.
Thank you, Morgan. You're kind of an angel to come bring us a talk about angels. We appreciate that. So before we have the raffle and so forth, we've got a few other things to do. One is on your table, there's a little sign there that tells you what's coming up. Next month, we have Deb Starwalker that you may know of, and she lives in Green Valley and is quite known for her metaphysical classes and so forth. In July, we're going to do something different, where all of us who are leaders in TPS will have a table, and you can go around and see who does what and talk to us and get to know us, because all of us who are leaders is because we obviously have an interest in the paranormal and so forth. And let's see, I think I also want to tell you, should have done this before, we now have a volunteer coordinator, and that is Chelsea Hernandez. And you can see it takes a lot even to do this meeting once a month. And we have so many things coming up with all the events, ghost hunts, Bigfoot hunts, and so forth, UFO hunts. So we need more people to be involved. And so Chelsea as our volunteer coordinator, has made a sign-up list. And basically, you can pick out some topics. Maybe you're only interested in certain things. So you can help with everything we do. Or if you're interested in the cryptids, in July, I believe it is, we're going to go on Mount Lemon and look for Bigfoot.
Wow.
September, so thank you.
Oh.
I know it didn't have to be. Then, of course, there's the alien people who are interested in UFO hunts and so forth. And anything in the paranormal could be ghost investigations and so forth. And then the mystical or metaphysical. So maybe you want to volunteer, but you want to be real specific about what you do. And then also there are very certain ways that you can help. Again, any and all, and also the technical. So, Michael, would you like to say a little bit about our technical needs, website, social media? He's our expert. We got all of it. But specifically, what kind of skills are you looking for digital marketing and so forth?
All right, so what I do for the website is basically a lot of the maintenance. Obviously, the events, the blog posts, we use it to post to our Facebook, our Instagram. We will be spinning up X. We do have a YouTube channel. So you can see there's a lot of need for a lot of just getting a lot of that out and pushed and published. We are looking for specifically photographers to help out with some of our events. We are doing now photography for some of our book club now. So if you haven't seen those, you're going to be seeing those pretty soon. Our YouTube channel we'll start having these videos, so that's why we're doing it, so you can actually see those. We also are looking for, as far as social media specialists, to help make sure that we get certain things scheduled. That's about it. So, yeah, if you have any questions, come see me.
That's right. See, we before Michael became part of this as a leader, we were not. Now it's kind of like we moved into the 21st century with all of that. And so I have this sign-up sheet if you'd like to do that tonight. One thing I forgot to mention, though, also, is to have photographers, or for any of you on your phone, just to take a picture at this meeting. It could be a selfie. Oh, I'm here at the Tucson Paranormal Society network meeting, and this is what's going on, or whatever. Then post it on your own social media.
You can do that right now.
There you go.
1, 2, 3. Cheese.
Thank you, Morgan.
Gotcha.
So anyone can do that, and that's just a very simple volunteer thing. And tonight we're going to have the raffle in just a moment, but tonight we have a tall angel here who has brought a special gift. If you could pull that out, Ralph. So we always appreciate it. Any of you are welcome to donate items for a raffle or to bring things in. And Ralph has a special picture that he brought with a frame.
Oh, wow.
This will be a free raffle for everyone, no purchase necessary. And it's going to be a little psychic test for everyone. We're going to play a little game of, you're going to think of a number between 0 and 100, not including 0 and 100. And I'm going to give you a piece of paper, you put it down on the paper with your name, and whoever gets it closest will get the painting. And this frame is slightly damaged, will go with it. And they're a little dusty, I didn't want to clean them because I was afraid of messing them up.
All right. So
Well, you talk to me, I'll pass out papers, yeah, just
if you need pens, we have pens over there.
Just guess the number. I'm thinking of it right now. Been thinking all afternoon. Closest
Somewhere.
person will receive the painting. And if there's a tie, then we'll have a runoff between the tires. With the same contest.
Could I ask anyone who did not register to just stop by and give us your name?
And there's still time to buy a raffle ticket.
Yep, you can buy a raffle ticket while you're getting your number paper.
There's some good prizes.
Now, take your time, silently tune, guess that number, put your name on there.
You're a planner, I'm a leader, I just know the planning. So I get the system.
Visualizing the number right now. Okay, now paper. Use your own paper.
Okay, I got paper.
Use your own paper. Whoever is the most psychic or the luckiest, and it could be both. We'll get it.
I want one.
Could take a card.
Just write them all down.
were a vendor.
And hand
I am. Yeah.
Oh, this-
Yes. These are. It's all of the stuff on the tables for sale, various prices.
You want beach for me?
Yes, from the beach.
On the beach, yeah.
Yeah, from the beach, and then we have beach in the bottle.
Where you live in Florida?
Panama City Beach.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. It's
My
nice.
niece live in Lakeland.
Oh, okay.
A good friend in Jacksonville.
Oh, you get to go over there then. Yeah, it's nice
I like
vacation.
Panama City and Pensacola. I love that.
It's so nice. Yeah, and it's a beautiful drive, like the 30A. Like, oh, yeah. Oh, and I have earrings up here that I made. Yeah. Earrings. Those are
Okay.
$5, and pretty much
So-
everything's on the table's $5.
Ralph, you want me to do the raffle while you're waiting for those to come in? Okay. Well, tonight,
Oh, wait.
oh,
Some of these people didn't put their name on the number.
Whoops.
You
You
need your name
didn't
on
say
there.
that. You didn't say that part. I guess I won't enter because I don't know where I put it.
Yeah, put your name on it.
My name is on there,
follow directions. So while Ralph is collecting them, I'd like to tell you about the raffle items that we have tonight. Several of these were donated by Cynthia from Mystic Cavern. One of them is a set of copper dowsing rods, L-rods. There's also an EMF meter, which is used commonly in the ghost investigations. There is a laser pointer that is commonly used in UFO hunts to point to something, being very careful not ever to point it at an airplane. For ghost operations too, okay. We have a mystery bag, courtesy of David Swift, who also brought a CD or DVD of some orbs. And the other thing that Cynthia brought is a pendulum with a dowsing chart that you can use to answer questions. So, now, has everyone bought a raffle ticket or wanted to? We still have a moment here. The money that we get from the donations and the raffles, like I said, we use that for all of the costs that we have.
Okay, and it looks like we have one winner, Susie Hayes.
Susie, hey! Woo! All right. There you go. And there's your frame. All right, thank you, Ralph.
And I just want to mention something about,
Okay, attention, please.
Victoria.
many years ago, I'm sure we've all seen pictures of a clay pot or a rug and different tools that the
magazine
natives
varies
would
by
use for
number.
Southwest
She's
Texas.
never been back to India.
I remember many years ago, I used to wonder, why would
I
you
do. I have a
take
number.
something
Could
so
probably
simple and plain and
bring her
everyday
here with
objects when you could
tell her,
make
hey,
beautiful landscapes and things really grandiose and whatever. Well, I was thinking about this the other day, yesterday I think it was, and I realized why you see so many like this of a simple pot or a rug or these simple tools that were used by people in the Southwest especially, but lots of other places too. And it's what I realized is that it's not important what the object is. It's important what does it represent and what does it mean to them and what does it do? Well, what do pots do? They carry water. They hold food. In the Southwest, having a pot, the difference between having a pot and not having a pot could mean life or death. So these represent tools of life. They represent life, survival, existence. That's why you see so many millions of these simple paintings about something as simple as a pot or a jug or a rug or things like that.
Baskets.
Now I understand it.
Baskets. Baskets.
Right, baskets. All those little simple tools that were so integral to survival and existence and life. In other words, if you had a pot, you had a better chance of living than the next person because you could carry water from where it was and save some for a couple of days, so you wouldn't have to go out risking your life to go back to where the water was. I just wanted to say that. Thank you.
Thank you, Ralph. It's very profound in some ways just to look at something that seems so simple. I have also forgotten until now that we have a celebrity. Where did Karen, courtesy of Transformational Publishing with David Swift, has just published, I think it's your first book. Tell us about it.
First of all, thank you, David. If you want to transform, publish. He's a mentor. He's an editor. He's a friend. He's a trauma buster. He's an angel. But so I discovered a long time ago that by writing, I could let go of anxiety in the middle of the night when I couldn't sleep. So I grabbed an ugly notebook, scribble. I don't care if I write, throw it in the corner, and I sleep like a rock. So over time, I write to get release. So when I met David, he goes, "You want to write a book one day?" I'm like, "Sure." How did you know? So I wrote a book about poetry. It's also zodiac constellations, 6 constellations. I look at the sky; it's beautiful all the time. So there's a little bit about how to find some constellations, a little bit of mythology, poetry to release and express and heal, and it's broken into 6 sections. Not broken, created into 6 sections. Breathe, ground, breathe, hum, gather, celebrate, and express. So the poetry, the stars, and the healing. You can heal too.
And the name of the book, the title?
I can go online and buy it.
Yes.
Constellationscelebrations.com.
Wow. Karen Model, courtesy of Transformational Publishing. And David does so many things. I hope you also know about the Arizona Paranormal Times magazine that he is also editor of. And in April, there was a new edition. It comes out 4 times a year. Just go to Arizona Paranormal Times, and you'll see all the articles and everything he's done. And so he's a very busy guy. So we thank you, David.
The last says it all.
So I would like a raffle assistant. Can we have the tickets brought over here? Susie, since you won the picture, I think you can be the raffle draw person.
Well, no, I can still win.
Oh, you're in there too? Oh, wait, no, we need somebody who does not have a ticket in there. Okay, LaShondra. Okay, number 1. Now we're going to do this like we did before. When your ticket is called, you're going to come up and choose whichever one of these items you want. Because we found that if we told people what they're going to get, they may end up with 2 of the same thing sometime. Okay, we need a drum roll.
So the first ticket is 781376. Ending in 376.
Did anyone leave?
Are you serious?
That's you? All right.
Well, you know, it's a good thing we switched so that way no one can
Exactly.
say it was like, you know.
Exactly. There she goes.
Oh, she's lucky
It's
tonight.
her lucky day.
Yeah.
What are you going to choose?
Oh, what am I gonna choose? 76 and 77, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it is.
I'm going to choose, let's see, I'm going to choose
The pendulum and the dowsing chart. Thank you. And by the way, thank you. And there's the frame over there, Susie. So you saw that? And there's another part of it. Okay, here we go. Number 2.
All right, the second one, they all start with 781. So it ends in 394.
All right, we got a winner. You can choose. Okay, the EMF meter. All right. Okay, Chandra, go for it.
All right. The next one is 404. 404.
Oh, there she goes. All right, let's see what she's going to choose. We've got
For the what?
the laser, the mystery bag. Oh, the mystery bag. Maybe she will tell us what the mystery is.
Don't know what it is.
Oh no.
Karen, you gave me both your tickets. Do you want your other one back?
Oh, okay. She's happy now, huh?
That's
Oh, yeah.
cool. All right, next one is 384. 384. Okay, great.
All right. I knew that one of you was going to have to win tonight almost every single time. One of you wins. But it's amazing. It's amazing. Congratulations. So we have the dowsing rods and the laser and the DVD of the orbs. That's a laser right there. That's what goes inside. It's a laser pointer, like you said, for ghost hunts and UFO hunts.
Yes, and I believe
It may
some of
need
that
batteries.
includes, yeah.
All right, we're gonna go for it. Okay. All right, we have 2 more.
2 more. The next winning ticket ends in 380.
All right, here you go. So you have the DVD of the orbs or this copper L rods for dowsing.
I'll do the copper.
And that whole case, everything goes with it.
Okay.
The gray case also.
Okay. Oh, great case. Yes.
Great.
Nice.
All right, congratulations. And all that was courtesy of Cynthia. Thank you, Cynthia.
Thank you, Cynthia.
1 more.
All right, and then our final raffle winner will be 375. Ticket ending in 375.
Come on, come on. Michael, is that you?
Yep, 375.
Susan. All right. You won a DVD of orbs, courtesy of David Swift.
And if I could just push the picture, I believe you.
Oh, yes.
70, 75, 76, and 77.
Uh-huh. There you go.
All 3 years. I was part of all those classes in high school. That's why. Thank you, Angel.
All right, the angels,
Thank you,
the angels are working overtime.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Susie. You did it.
So thank you so much for coming. Make sure that you paid for dinner if you still owe something. And we'll see you next month. Same place, same time, just a different date. That's in back over there, I think, somewhere.
I guess I'm done.
That's a good sign. Oh, it's a tattoo of a. Thank you. Thanks for that, Michael.